Hi guys! Today we are going to be doing for our drawing a half and half project. So half of it is going to be a Calaveras or Mexican skull mask for the Dia de los Muertos, which you should remember if you had me for art last year. We made these around this time of year. And the other half we're going to do a self-portrait. So a self-portrait is a picture that we make of ourselves. And this is based on the artwork of Frida Kahlo, who's a very famous Mexican self-portrait artist. So in order to do this picture today, we are going to break it into two halves, two sides. The skull side and the self-portrait side. So in order to do that, I'm going to start with my blank piece of paper and a pencil. For this project, we will also be using our black marker, so it can be a Sharpie if you have that, or a black marker if you don't. Some colors of markers, and some colors of crayons. For the crayons, you'll need a black, a hair color, and eye color. Both my hair and eyes are brown, so I have a brown crayon. If you are a girl, you'll need a pink for your lip color, and you'll also need a skin color crayon. So I'm gonna put these off to the side right now so I can start my drawing. When we draw with pencil, you guys want to draw lightly so that you can erase it if you make a mistake, but I'm going to draw a little bit darker so that you can see it on camera. We're going to start with an oval shape for our head. And I'm going to make my oval shape a little bit more pointy down the bottom for the chin. If you feel like you can do that, make like an egg shape, go for it. If you can just make an oval, that's fine. And we want this shape to be so big that our whole hand can fit inside. We don't want to make no tiny oval because it's not going to work very well for when we want to draw inside of it. Then I want to draw a line down the middle of my oval, just like that, so I can separate the skull side and the self-portrait side. All right? On the skull side, we're going to draw half of our skull. So we're going to start with our eye, which is a circle. And then we're going to do our nose right on this line. So if you remember, we talked about the nose for a skull is an upside down heart. So we need to do half an upside down heart. That'll be a letter U, because that's half of a W, right? And then a diagonal line going back up to that middle line, because that's half of an upside down heart. Then we're going to do the teeth. So you're going to do a line from this center line out to the edge of your oval. If you want, you can make that a happy line. You can make it curved up, or a sad line if you want it curved down like that, or straight across, pretty neutral. I like to give mine maybe a little bit of a curve. Maybe she's smiling a little bit. Then we're going to do the teeth. The top teeth are letter N's. So N, 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 N. Notice that each of the points of the ends are touching that line for the middle of my mouth. And the bottom teeth are letter U's. U, 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 and U. And notice that the lines of the U touch where the lines of the N touch, the same spots. Okay? Now we're going to draw the self-portrait side. So when we do an eye for a self-portrait, I want to kind of put it the same place that I put the eye on the skull side so they kind of match. And I'm going to start by making kind of a flat-ish rainbow shape, like that. Then underneath the rainbow and touching it, I'm going to draw a circle. This is the iris, or the colored part of your eye. Then I'll put a smaller circle inside. This is the pupil, or the dark part of your eye. Then I'll do two lines going from the pupil to the iris, just like that. That makes the highlight, or the reflected light that shines in your eye. Now I'm going to do kind of like a happy face, smiley line underneath. It's going to touch both corners of my top curvy line and also touch my iris. Then I'm going to make another kind of rainbowy shape on top. Notice it's not as long as my eye rainbowy shape. This is my eyelid. And then one more on top. Again, kind of a flattish rainbowy shape. That's going to be my eyebrow. Okay? If you want, you can give yourself some eyelashes. These are going to be little lines that curve up from this top line. If you're a boy, you're going to want to make your eyelashes just kind of like short and small. You don't want to make them too big or else it'll look like a girl's eye. Okay? Then we're going to make our nose. Where we made this U here, we want to make a flatter curve. This is the bottom or kind of ball part of your nose. Kind of a flattish kind of happy face. And then a parenthesis, or like a sideways happy face, on the side. That's going to be your nostril or the side bump of your nose. Then we're going to make a smiley face, continue out from where this middle line was between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. You're going to make a curvy line that curves up and goes back up towards the teeth for your top lip, and a curvy line that goes down for your bottom lip. Now when we make our ear is going to be on the outside of our head, and it's going to go from where our eye stops to where our nose stops. It's going to be like a letter C shape, kind of backwards letter C shape like that. Then I make another letter C shape in the inside, and I curve it around the outside. That's the shell of our ear. Now you have to decide what your hair looks like. So your hair is going to start about halfway up your forehead. That's going to be where your hairline is. If you are someone who has their hair pulled back, you're going to do some lines going back towards the outside of your skull. If you have bangs, you're going to have some lines coming down towards your eyebrow. My hair kind of sweeps to the side, kind of sweeps behind my ear. Then we also want hair that goes above this line, because this is our skull line. You only see this skull line if you don't have hair. And most of you have hair, so we shouldn't see this line anymore. If you're a boy, your hair will probably be short and go above it, kind of zigzaggy lines like that. If you are a girl or someone with short hair, it may also look like that. It might be some slightly longer lines if your hair is slightly longer. If you have very long hair, this is going to be a solid line that comes down past your ear and keeps going down. Again, I have very long hair, so my hair is going to sweep behind my ear. It's going to go behind there, and it's going to come down. I'm going to do some lines down for my hair like that. Then make sure you erase your skull line underneath your hair, because again, you should not see that line unless you have no hair. Okay? Now we're done with the drawing part. We're going to go to the marker part. You are only going to use your black marker or your Sharpie on your skull side of your face, because it's a little too harsh and too much for the self-portrait side of your face. So I'm going to take my Sharpie, and I'm going to outline all the pencil lines, again, only on the skull side of my face. And I can do this dividing line if I want to as well. Now, in a skull, the eye and the nose are both holes in the skull, so we're going to color them in dark. Again, using our ping pong coloring, side to side to side to side, not spaghetti coloring. Try to go slow and careful, because this you cannot erase. However, if you make a mistake and you don't quite hit your pencil line, you can always use your eraser to erase the pencil line and just have that black mark. Then we're going to decorate our skull side. So I'm going to use my colors. I like to make a flower around the eye of my skull side. That's something you can do. But really the skull side is a creative part where you can do any design you want. You can do flowers, you can do swirlies. I do these by doing a letter C and then going round and around and around the middle. I really like swirlies on mine. Or spirals, whatever you want to call them. You can do something on your forehead like a heart. I'm doing like a leaf shape, kind of following that flower theme. You can do some stripies. I know the yellow's kind of hard to see on camera, but there's some stripies. You can give yourself a mustache, if you want to give yourself a mustache. And you can do some dots or some stars. I'm gonna go with dots. You can do different shapes. Anything you want to fill up this side really fun and colorful and really expressing yourself. Okay. Now once that side of your skull is done, we're going to put away all our markers because we don't need them anymore. And we're going to go to our crayons. And I like to use my black crayon to outline a lot of the lines that we did, just so they show up a little bit better. But go lightly and go slowly. You can always color in darker with the crayon, but once you've colored very dark with the crayon, it's hard to go back. Make sure you fill in that pupil nice and dark with your crayon. Outline your eye, your eyelid, your eyebrow, and your hair. Okay? Then I'm going to take my brown and I'm going to color in my eye. Whatever color your eyes are, you're going to use your own color. I like to go darker on the top of my iris and kind of lighter at the bottom. And then again with your hair. And you want to sweep it in the direction that your hair falls. Like, I'm not coloring side to side because my hair doesn't go side to side. It goes from the top of my head and it goes down. So you want to go from the top down. Color in the same direction as your hair. It will make it look better. Okay. If you are a girl, you're going to use pink to lightly color in your lips. If you're a boy, even though your lips are slightly pink, everyone's are, if you color your lips slightly pink, it's gonna look like you're wearing lipstick, so I don't recommend it. If you are a boy, you're gonna use the same color as your skin to color in your lips. And then very lightly, again, all in the same direction, you're gonna use your skin tone, whatever your skin tone may be, to color in your face. And again, I say color in your face very lightly because it may look kind of odd if you color in too dark and darker than you meant to. I also take my hair color and I use it to fill in with short, sharp strokes my eyebrow because your eyebrows are generally the same color as your hair. And there you go, a half self-portrait, half Calaveras drawing. All done.